Hoy estamos más pobres que antes de las PASO.
Talking specifically about Mauricio Macri, Argentina's president, we know that during an interview he spoke about how Argentina was dealing with their serious economic problems. He said everyone, including him, were feeling uncertain about what will happen in the future. There has been a constant feeling of worry and anguish. He also mentioned he understands the anger and relief most of the citizens may have been dealing with. Since the beginning of the political campaign, the main objective of Macri was to solve Argentina issues from root. The first task to be solved was to reduce poverty and inflation rate, but he failed. Most of the citizens said that one of the biggest mistakes he had was to ask help for the monetary fund. Also, he denied several times the reality about the economic crisis. But his biggest mistake was to not explain the inheritance he received at the beginning of his term.
A different perspective about this problem is the one of the middle and low social class citizens of Argentina. They are stressed and worried about the situation of their country because they have been affected in some aspects. For example, the unemployment has grown. 1 of 5 Argentines have lost their jobs. Citizens doesn't trust neither in the government or the International Monetary Fund. The prices of the products they use every day had increased, like the public transport. Poverty had growth, and many other problems they face in their economy. They need to find solutions in order to survive to the crisis. They adapt to the conditions their economy and country is passing through. Some of the solutions they have found is the barter, because when people is unemployed, they don't have incomes, they can't buy anything, so they create barter first in order to stock up of food and clothes. Other solutions they found useful is to save in bitcoins, and the imports are limited, but in particular, technological ones, so they can use that money in the things they really need. But they also raise their voices. They do manifestations demanding for employment and the most essential needs, such as food. They found that solutions because they need to adapt to survive to the crisis their country is passing and have the essential needs every human has. They do those manifestations because they want the government and the whole world to know the real situations they are living and also to demand the help from the government.
The International Monetary Fund has been the biggest organization involved in the Argentina crisis. This mainly because its function is to help the countries that are in extreme problems. The interests of the IMF by helping Argentina are related with its responsibilities as organization. In this case, its intervention is helping an important economy of Latin America and increasing the financial stability of the zone. Of course, they are expecting to receive the money back, and the payment of the debt is also a significant interest to consider. The International Monetary Fund gave a $57 million loan in order to help Argentina to recover from the crisis, which included an enormous inflation rate and loss of employment. The quantity of money given by the IMF was the biggest loan ever borrowed in the history of the organization. So the conviction shown for solving the problem, it's a lot. The IMF acted this way due to the importance of avoiding another Latin American country to fall in a severe crisis. Argentina is the third most relevant economy of the zone, and it was necessary to send a generous help. The solution that Argentina can use is the dollarization of its economy. This means that their economy will be moving with the US money. This will be useful to stop the inflation in a short-term and effective way, and Argentina will also recover economic power to face all the other problems. Countries like Panama and Ecuador have used this strategy and they have had positive results. The only problem with these nations is that they are still in development processes, so their economy hasn't grown as much as expected. But this wouldn't be the case of Argentina, because it has much more economic power, production opportunities, technology, and development. The dollarization will be beneficial for the perspective of two actors, the president and the citizens. The president, independently if it's Macri or the new elected president, will show a quick answer to the crisis and will not only improve the economic situation, but the social pressure, despair, and discontent will decrease. In this way, the popularity of the government will be better. For the citizenship, the economic situation will be much better, so their quality lifestyles will improve in a considerable way, including jobs, prices, loans, money movements, opportunities, investments, etc.
According to our research, the main reason why the problems addressed by the SDGs have not been solved is because governments are not prioritizing the accomplishment of these. They are still focusing on lesser problems and problems that are not really that important other than these. And this is very clearly seen by the poor decisions that the government take every day instead of addressing these topics. The main factors that IGOs, NGOs, and governments have to consider when coming up with solutions for complex problems is number one, if it's a viable solution. Number two, any collateral damage whoever may receive. And number three, their own backlash that they may get for the solution. No solution is perfect for solving any problem, and it may actually create new problems as older ones are being solved. But the main thing that we need to consider and that they need to consider if this solution is being put in practice, will it be worth it?
The multicultural education is a system that wants to meet the cultural, emotional, and cognitive needs of groups and all members of ethnic groups in a society. It is based on the equal valuation of all cultures without considering the best ones than the others. It should not be reduced to schools, but extended to the whole society. This is a difficult education because it establishes didactic problems. Multicultural education uses humanism and dialogue. It will contribute to build a multicultural society, eliminating conflicts between cultures and helping the identity of foreigners.
The way that different perspectives work is that only you can get another solution by someone else taking a look at what you already have, because you can only come up with many solutions yourself. So in many cases, it is beneficial for you to have another perspective and to take it into account to form a solution that can truly build a lasting democratic society that respects human rights.